So welcome back to Healing America's Narratives. We're beginning chapter 10 today, and the title of that chapter is The Gift, One Guy's Shadow as an Unconscious Invitation to a Nation to Heal. And as you probably, as you might know by now, the genesis of this book began as a blog post in 2016 when I observed that the Republican candidate for the presidency, Donald Trump, in my estimation, embodied all of the 9 traits of the shadow that we're exploring in this book. Just briefly, again, I don't know if I'll get all of them without counting on my fingers, but those include ignorance, arrogance, bigotry, fear, violence, greed, excess, bullying, and untrustworthiness. And because I grew up in Yonkers, New York, he grew up in Queens. When he began to have a public face as an heir to his father's fortunes, he appeared in the local news in New York and in tabloids, New York Post, the New York Daily News, and in New York Times as well, as a successful entrepreneur. I followed up with that blog post in 2018 after 2 years of his presidency, and had even more evidence that my assessment of his embodiment of this American shadow was an accurate assessment. So what's important, for this particular video and as we move forward, is I see this embodiment as both a threat and a gift. The threat part is, despite embodying these 9 traits, he is seen as a hero, as a good person, as a worthy president by, not quite half of the voters in the United States. Again, he lost the popular vote in both of the elections he ran in, but still tens of millions of people. That said, Donald Trump didn't cause all of this. He didn't create the shadow. He didn't create America as we experience it in the third decade of the 21st century. He's rather a symptom of it. America made him possible. All right. So in that, the threat is also a gift. It's an invitation to all of us to look, to see what he invited to the surface. Everything from white supremacists to white nationalists, to election deniers, to science deniers, to climate deniers. And to say, oh, maybe we do have some work to do, because if enough people think that he's a good idea, we might have some serious problems. All right, so that's a brief introduction. We'll go into some specific details, including his administration's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and his claims of a false election beginning probably about 5 or 6 months before the election, setting it up in case he lost, and then his subsequent claims after the election leading to the January 6th insurrection on the United States Capitol. So again, we'll go into some detail with each of those. As always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you the next time.